I was honestly really excited for this Warriors offseason. They have a ton of stuff that they could do, and they basically did none of it. I mean, trading away Jordan Poole for an old Chris Paul might be one of the worst moves in franchise history. Like, look down 10 years, Jordan Poole might have a few more All-Star selections, and Chris Paul is most definitely going to be out of the league. He's old. Then, I mean, we had to sign a center, and that didn't happen, at least not a good center. And the draft picks, yeah, sure, they were some good draft picks, but uh, we got another guard, and for the 58th pick, a center. I mean, guys, the center and the guard that we drafted look great, but is that going to really propel the Warriors into championship contention? And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Is what the Warriors have done this offseason enough to put them in championship contention? Alright, so the Warriors offseason moves. They traded away Jordan Poole for Chris Paul. They traded away Patrick Baldwin Jr. for a center in the second round. And, of course, you have the picks that they had. And they also signed a few players out of free agency. The draft picks were honestly great. But giving up Patrick Baldwin Jr., who was a 5-star recruit before getting injured last year, is just a really, really bad move. I mean, he had the potential to become the Warriors franchise center, but they traded him away for the 57th overall pick, which I don't even know at this point, guys. Then we have bringing back Draymond Green. I think that this was essential for the Warriors because they're not winning anything without Draymond Green, but a 4-year contract really isn't good for their future. With that being said, the Warriors still have a pretty good chance to win the title this year. Keeping the core together of Steph, Clay, and Draymond obviously helps a lot. Then they do have Kuminga and Moody, who are obviously going to develop into some great players. They let DiVincenzo go, which wasn't great, but he was just too expensive. And the Warriors are a much less expensive roster now. I honestly think that they're going to have better chances next season, even with everyone getting older. For Kuminga and Moody, that's a boost. Well, for the old guys, it's not a boost, but they're going to get rid of Chris Paul next season, meaning they will have a ton of cap space to work with. And if not, they can always make a trade in the trade deadline this season. I'm not extremely optimistic about the Warriors' future, but as a Warriors fan, I have to be. Which is why I think that Kevon Looney is another player who can blossom into a star. You then have Andrew Wiggins, who missed most of last season, and honestly, this year might just be the year the Warriors win it all. Again. Oh, and thank goodness, Anthony Lamb is gone from the Warriors. I'll see you guys in the next one.